All praises to the great patriarch. Honor and respect to our ancestors. Jah, you've always had a father, off of your flow. With your fire starter, the cause of your glow. But the trail I've blazed, I pray you turn from it. The hell I've raised, I pray you don't burn from it. The work I put in, I pray that you earn from it. The mistakes I've made, I pray that you learn from it. You my splitting image, a little darker, a little taller. I'm a shot caller, though you just a little baller. Latif, I'm still teaching you like he got Jane. Like he ain't reaching you, this might be lock and chain. Black you speaking true, you ignite lots of pain. I feel the releasing of lightning and drops of rain from the sound cloud. You sound like me, the crown sprout. But unlike me, son, you haven't turned down louder. Smoke screen, which surrounds you, shrouds your sound. My shout allow your genius to astound the crowd, my beloved. You scintillate profuse, you my beloved. You resent fate foolishly, you my beloved. You ventilate truthfully, you my beloved son, and who I'm well pleased. Okay, shall it? Your vision is resplendent, my descendant when filming your intuition extends. The lens is felt when your cinematographic flashes of your scripted class get your inner magic. Dramatic action mixed with vivid aspects mastered surpasses the average glass, stretches the facet through the scope of life's Kodak. You see classic. The question you have is mathematics. Please ask it. Son, Earth's a classroom, so put your hand
what's up, baby?
And last boom, you already knew the answer. I pray to God to give me another chance for the love of my life. My wife was just a romancer in the misconception. No time for second guessing. It's that say you knew who was who through a reflection that she showed you of me many years ago. Special features presentation appears to show you my beloved. You scintillate profuse, you my beloved. You resent fate foolishly, you my beloved. You ventilate truthfully, you my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. Now Samuel, I am young. Now for sure that the signal is describable or deprogrammable.
Yo, Warren, what's happening, baby? What's good? Millennial, what's up, mama?
Love you as if you was mine, I'll be the first. Forgive me for my absence. The most I sat me down to learn
purification.
Abstinence amongst other lessons. Perfect my craft and talents. Balance of our legacy in the Black Hawk's talents. Face adversity. Overcome all challenges. Generational wealth for the next generation to us. Can't make the same mistakes of past sisters dead. Let's create an after we've cried, relaunch this type of atmosphere. Redirect that fire, recalibrate the energy to propel us higher. As sovereign, opulent, autochthonous species, I look at all three of my sons. On God, I see you, you my beloved. You scintillate profuse, you my beloved. You resent fate foolishly, you my beloved. You ventilate truthfully, you my beloved. Son, simple, I'm well pleased. The human heart cries out for help. The human soul implores us for deliverance. But we do not hear their cries, for we neither hear nor understand. But the man who hears and understands we call crazy and flee from him. This is a call to my ancestors. Rid the land of damn settlers. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Whether we feeling advanced pressure. Sun storm each clan better. Planting the devil to stand the weather. It's a must we band together. Put that on Abraham and Esther. From Castilians to conquistadors. Iberians, traitorous Moors. Didn't arrive as friends to us, whether as slavers, invaders, or disguised traitors. Missionaries, Islamic Christian dictionaries. No mutual goal to coexist. Most warships in our tributaries. Military tactics to test shores. Foreigners have no respect for treaties in both. I expect war for those who want to conquer conquest except war. It didn't bring women during the invasions. Their minds were more rape, miscegenations, the spread of mis and disinformation, which manufactured the miseducation of the soul. Carter G. Bush, Robert Taylor Holmes, Marcy and Brooklyn, projects and hoods where we were pushed in Cali to Florida. Hardly cushion. It's like the terrorists, never-ending shipment of American Indians from Belize to the Caribbean. Gives I shot the sheriff meeting. Shut my field can be read, no book. Flows in my veins were prepared with no hook. Behind the back pass with flair, no look. This beef is rare, get fed, no cook. We're peaceful people, they call us animals. Truth of the matter, they were cannibals. Practice unclean religious strikes. Evidence tangible, check the annals. I preheat this beast flammable. Feel free to critique this cannibal. If your brain...
I'm gonna say this because you know what? I don't like explaining myself. I've been doing it because it's fun for me. You agents here, they looking and you following it or whatever, you looking and you don't want to hit the like. My advice is for you to leave. I wouldn't give a fuck if you had 5 faces, 20 eyes. For your sake, leave. If you AI, you'll be destroyed. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're gonna be used, you think you're gonna get your job. It's fucking leave, hit the like and stay, or get the fuck on. It sounds like, it's for the monetary views. See, that's what the Ashkenaz, or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, those monkeys, that's what they think. That's how low they are on the totem pole. But for you monkeys, wearing a suit, thinking your authority and everything else, because you can watch, you ain't shit. Do yourself a favor, leave, stay, hit the like. It's that simple. I don't say nothing else. So stupid. I keep murdering children or whatever the fuck it is you do. Our young ones, hit the like, sit there, be quiet, and learn something. For the first time in your little miserable fucking existence. You're not even 1% of what you should be. I'll do like the rest of the fuck monkeys and run. Charles, what's happening? Hit the like. Don't come in here, ha ha ha, my beloved ones. Hit the fucking like. Alright, support the channel. Let's get it out there to a few more see this. Alright? We don't care about the worthless ones. I didn't have to say it that way, but I felt it was important because everybody thinks there's some kind of fake ass authority. The lotus motherfucking monkeys on the totem pole, just like when they sent all the little vagabonds to Australia and the monkeys came here and they all got deaded. Now they're using them again. They're putting a costume on them, giving them some fake authority because they know they're going to run around and be all dumb as shit while they think they're sounding intelligent. You know, I remember talking with a couple of my buddies that became police. We used to just talk, and they used to try to solve that. I'm like, man, if you don't shut that goofy shit up, I knew that motherfucker was stupid as rocks. That shit works, but not on everybody. Go on a diet. Die and not eat. They're so stupid. Then you have the ones that think they're somebody. They think they walk in their own caliber. Somebody else is loading them. And they're hot and cold. They're duds. That's all they are. Gotta go to the gym. Then I gotta break the ladder out. Get the window measured. And there go my geese. Get the insulation. Some work done. Toe's still hurting a little bit, but it's all right. It's good. Well, it's not really a hurt. It's a weird feeling. That's a baby geese. Wow. How come I never see that one? Beautiful. Your hoodie. So I'm going to attempt to do something Let's listen to a little more music.
Deeply manical, release or get
Charlie Charles, what's up, baby? Hit that like when y'all come in here. Tom, got you, Millennial, Warren, appreciate you guys, man.
It's a must, we band together. Plant in the devil to stand the weather. Sound strong, each clan better. Whether we feeling the man's pressure. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Rid the land of damn settlers. This is a call to my ancestors.
Did Matt show up? No.
I'm in my own zone. Within my own home. I'm in my own throne. My own skin, no clone. On long going in for the wind, ozone, 10 toes strong, closed doors are open it. Cipher, my own tone, microphone it, my own song, on my own right and my own wrong. My own masters, I'm my own master, indent to my own loan. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. I'm in my own zone, from the hip to the thigh bone, from the lip to the microphone. I'm like a disciple stone. Yet much larger than this fleshly vessel, more like an architectural lecture with its trestle board. Polished and tougher, I embrace the struggle. Broke free from the dome, I escaped the bubble. They say trust your signs when somebody's lying. Try my patience, I'm aligned with Mother Nature, finds these agents of this dying matrix. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. Since 1970, yeah, I was born. Robert Taylor's 92nd, Axis, Buckingham to one. First Sister Clever Harmon School, then fellowship, Christian Academy. This before I went public, still stuck with self adamantly. Spark from the infinite. See the sun, I'm equivalent. The eminent instrument of the eminent, the legend militant. Break it down in increments. Rid the land of immigrant, misogynist and feminist. Restore the innocent. Half rich of Indians. Round pegs and square holes. Kindred spirits and rare souls. Discard the scarecrows. Better yet, the straw man. Pepperboard rhetoric of the law man. It was us European soul and ever since squatted on our land. Started our clans. Charted our sands, auctioned us through birth certificates, social security, bartered our branches, census on the doll's rolls, religious books, on lost scrolls. Everywhere we turn, crossroads, till we learn more, it's most mode. I'm not talking Morse code. Purged the family tree, they infected the bloodlines of the autochthonous Nietzsche, brought with them disease, their pale-faced Slavic Maytags, Gregorian calendar holidays, turned the rainbow to a gay flag. They made treaties with tribes they recognized federally and ineffably. They were in cahoots with the Iroquois Confederacy. It's just my destiny, along with the ancient ones, to return for everything they owe. I don't mean government-sanctioned funds. I got other artistic notions of mine that's high-flown, because the land's fly-blown. Look for me in a cyclone. Great spirit, quick in my bones. I'm a true and living soul. Son of the great matriarch. My heart glistening gold. Everyone wants to walk in the sun with her, but she'll run to the one who will dance in the rain for her until it's done. I'm in my own zone, within my own home. I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. On long going in for the wind, ozone, 10 toes strong, closed doors are opening, siphoning, my own tone, microphone, my own song, on my own right and my own wrong, my own masters, I'm my own master, in debt to my own loan. I'm in my own zone, within my own home, I'm in my own throne, my own skin, no clone. I'm in my own zone, within my own home, because the land's fly blown, look for me in a cyclone, microphone, my own song, my own skin, no clone. If that still be one step, foreigners are long gone.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that. Down pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. Down pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. Down pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get housed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style, too late when I fall into the claim. You wrapped in a cloak of blame by God, it's overdue. Your time is in the end. Locked out, silent without sin. Equal me on the planet with justice to win. The curse is about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful, sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just meditating of the actions of the protective service. Yo, quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm view of all citizens who have it to stand. Owing meals too late when the caps get filled. Don't believe the TC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When it's on the zone, all ran in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I write. I'm above, I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' run them all, so won't pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, no surrender. This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing is such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like Trump. Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is, and it's like nobody ever stopped.
My boy brought his rod out. All right. Alright, what's going on, guys? We're gonna just get right into it. Let me pull this up right quick. I'm gonna have to log into for y'all to listen to this. Alright, let's see, is it set? Okay. I played this for you guys before. I'm gonna play it again. I want y'all to listen. I'm gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna see if I can share it on here. I attempted to before, and we'll see if we can get it on here. That way you guys can watch it yourselves.
Is there any threat or danger making a film like this?
Yeah, you just wait and see.
It's the sun, y'all. It's not hot.
You have no idea the far-reaching power of the church.
It's beautiful.
They will stop at nothing to keep this truth from getting out.
Oh, this is Christ-spiracy. So if I can't upload it, I'll just so that way you see what to look for in Google and pull it up, pay it forward. That's what it is, pay it forward. So I'm giving you a reference to source and credit, and you can see who created it.
My name's Kim. I'm a filmmaker from Now LA, and I thought I had it figured out. My previous films exposed the meat, dairy, and fishing industries' collusion with government, big pharma, and non-profit health and environmental organizations. And let's just say they were a bit controversial.
This is controversial documentary. What the hell? Have you seen it?
It's filled with a lot of propaganda.
Documentary Cowspiracy, shielded by leading environmental organizations.
The diabetes associations, they are funded by these meat and dairy organizations and these pharmaceutical companies.
Just lump everything together.
That is not sanctioned for life.
I have an obligation to set the record straight so that people don't die. Though I wanted to be finished with the subject of eating animals, I was constantly reminded there was one more piece of the puzzle I was missing. The ethics of eating animals. And though I consider myself a quasi-spiritual person, because I love crystals, sacred geometry, did yoga a few times a week, and carried a picture of the Dalai Lama in my wallet, I didn't know much about the ethics of eating animals or where to begin. So I put the project on hold until at a screening and Q&A for one of my films, I heard a question I'd never heard before.
Is there a spiritual way to kill an animal? I'll put it this way. How would Jesus kill an animal?
Wow, it's a little much. I'm not religious, so I don't think I'm going to go there. So I don't know what to answer with that. But little did I know at the time, but this bold question would soon launch he and I on a journey into uncovering one of the biggest cover-ups in the last 2,000 years. But at the time, I didn't know what to think about it. Then, after the Q&A, he came up to me with his business card saying he was an aspiring filmmaker trying to find a Christian way to eat animals and needed help. I was highly skeptical, but something in my gut said I had to meet up with him the next day where he was living out of his van. I can start this name, who you are?
My name is Cam, and I grew up in the heart of the Bible Belt in the Deep South to a 16-year-old mom and a 17-year-old dad. My entire life was church. I was raised in the church.
I baptized you, my brother.
I even had a career in the church as a Christian musician. Recently, I had to take a step back and question a big part of my faith, which is the question around eating animals. And it all started when I did the Daniel fast.
The Daniel fast.
Yes.
What is the Daniel fast?
It's inspired by the diet eaten by the Old Testament prophet Daniel,
who only ate fruits and vegetables and grains and didn't have any animal products. And
parts of the diet's goals to bring fasters closer to their religious roots.
Daniel was a prophet in the Bible who proved to the king to be 10 times wiser, healthier, and stronger than all the other men in the kingdom. And his secret was that he refused meat and only ate vegetables. So I looked up this trendy vegetarian diet on the leading Daniel Plan website.
And I want to welcome you to the Daniel Plan.
Yet I was shocked to find a bunch of meat-based recipes like gillless chicken breast tenders, grilled lamb chops, and even meatloaf cupcakes. And then when I tried calling them. So I've tried to ask this question multiple times, but I keep getting sent to a voicemail. If Daniel ate only vegetables, then why is there meat on the meal plan?
I can't answer that. No. Hold on. Hold on just a moment, okay?
And then things got even more interesting when I was on tour in the South and stopped by to document Noah's Ark Museum, where I found out that Noah, like Daniel, was also vegetarian, which was a surprise to me.
If you go all the way back to the original creation, God made everything perfect. There was no death, no bloodshed, which means nothing was eating meat. And we see that in Scripture. In Genesis 1:29, man was vegetarian. So if you go back, Noah and his family were still being obedient to that. After the flood, of course, is a different story. Noah was permitted to eat any meat.
Wait, so now that I think about it, it seems kind of weird. If he was vegetarian his whole life and he loved animals so much,
Changed that in the 1920s.
yeah, he essentially pulls off the world's largest animal rescue, and then he eats them after?
Yeah, in one major sense, yeah. So it's not that it's a sin to eat meat. See, I grew up on a farm, and I know in our modern culture, there are situations where people are not doing the practices properly, and I like to see that done a little bit better. And I think most Christians would echo that as well.
he did make a good point about the farming practices. So I went to the Noah's Ark buffet to see what their practices were like. So yes, so do you guys have your own farm where you raise and kill your own animals?
No.
Can you tell me where you get your meat from?
No comment, no.
Oh, why?
No comment. So, yeah.
She didn't really want to talk about it, so I looked it up myself, and it was Cisco Foods, the leading distributor of factory farm meat brands like Smithfield and
I work for
Tyson.
them.
And as it
That's
turns out, 99% of all animals for food are factory farmed. So I started to think, what would Jesus do when it comes to eating animals? And even more specifically, what would he do when it comes to killing an animal?
Why does it matter if Jesus killed or ate meat? What does that have to do with anything?
To me, it matters if Jesus killed or ate animals because my entire life has been based on following Jesus. There's even a phrase in Christianity called, "What would Jesus do?" that we ask ourselves when we're faced with a moral or ethical dilemma.
Does everybody have their WJD bracelets on? Do you know what that is, everybody?
Mind to be a better person, live a better life.
WWJD.
The fact of the matter is, whether you're a Christian or not, or even if you don't believe in Jesus, your entire life, everyone in the Western world's entire life is affected by the church. Christianity is the largest religion in the world. There's 2.3 billion Christians worldwide. 65%.
Okay. The whole point isn't sit here and to play Christ-spiracy. Pay it forward, okay? I'll make sure I get it to you guys so that way, well, I'll see if I can upload it to YouTube. If not, I'll see if I can download the Witch Call Earl. So I put it in there, you can tap on it. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do that right now. Copy it. Let's see if we can. No. Okay. Let's see if we can get it on there right quick in the post. All right. Okay. All right. Let's pull this up. Obviously, they're not going to put it in there because you know who's behind it. So I'm not in a rush. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I spelled it right, and it decided to put an N where the CH goes. Wow. Wow. Somebody's upset. So I'm gonna see if I can put the URL and you guys can download and watch it, okay? Download again, I never downloaded it. This thing is so funny. Alright, let's see if we can get this uploaded in a post. Alright. Let's go and see if we can get the URL up in there. The hurl. Alright. Check it out. All right, so I just created a post. Hopefully you guys can be able to watch it, okay? I did a little short, and some people may get offended. Not that I really give two bits, because I'm beyond that now, and for good reasons. You know, we grew up, and we all were eating Wonder Bread, right? We used to eat a lot of whole cake, and you know, corn fritters and cornbread made with just a few ingredients. I remember watching relatives get weak and not remove the brain, the you know, the good things that made wheat beneficial. And then it got to the Wonder Bread, and then down the road, you know, the honey oat bread and Sara Lee bread, and how many different bread types are there, right? Some people know that I used to do the Ezekiel bread. Until they started putting soy in it. then sourdough, and they're manipulating that as well, and Dave's bread, which is pretty much the only bread they're pushing now because organically it's still supposedly made the same way. I've gotten kind of away from it. I remember growing up eating Blimpies, and then Subway comes along, and then White Castles, and there was no GMO soy. I'm not saying soy is bad, because organic soy, it's not sprayed with glyphosate and doesn't have all these other agents and chemicals and pesticides on it. But the soy, as you see now, when you go into Safeway, Albertsons, Walmart, whatever chain, chain that sells food, you see all the bread, especially the store-made bread, which people are buying a lot of, even that fake French bread and ciabatta bread, has soy in it. Everything now seems to have soy. Not only does it make you feel different and mess with your testosterone and elevate your estrogen levels and all that, it's very toxic. It's very deadly. They know this. Just like Teflon in the cooking ware. They knew this. Tupperware. Before Tupperware, there was nobody eating out of plastic, drinking out of plastic cups. It just didn't happen. Milk was still being delivered on the front of your doorstep in bottles with the milkman. All right? These people knew what they were doing when they put RVSTB in the beef and the dairy cows. Just like this individual that goes around to different countries where beef was still good for those who like to eat beef, New Zealand, Australia, and putting Bavaria, which is a big thing now, and they probably were doing it already. People think they're not affected. Well, a lot of ingredients in the bread, what make it soft, is the same thing that they were crying about Subway, but it was already in Wonder Bread, and like I said, in a number of the other bread, the Italian bread, all that makes it soft is the same chemical, and you can look it up, that's utilized to make popcorn or the little, the little mats that we use for karate and gymnastics and stuff. That's one out of maybe several others. You look it up, you'll see for yourself. I shared the fact that I'm O positive bloodline. We have O negative in my family as well. Y'all kind of know what the O blood is. That I can eat meat. And the reality and the truth of it, that's a lie. We're not supposed to, yet our bodies have reconditioned itself to accept it. Does it mean that it's very beneficial? No, not at all. Let me read this right here, because I think this will kind of give us a little insight. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. So as you know, when we look at John, I'm going to actually go to John 8:44 if this thing ever gets right with this signal, because you know what's happening with the signal and all that. I don't have to get into that and go into it. All right. So we're going to look at John chapter 8, verse 44. Yeshua tells his opponents, often interpreted as Jewish leaders, they belong to their father, the devil, because they desire to do his will, which involves murder, resisting truth, and lying. As the devil is a murderer from the beginning, a liar, and the father of lies. It highlights a stark choice between following God or Satan, Hasatan, or the Creator, portraying the devil as the source of deceit and evil, contrasting with the truth of the Creator, our creation itself, which you are the truth because you exist. even though you cannot see or manipulate or move in the ways you should. Now, I know a lot of people want to come in religion. Look, if you, a lot of people in the so-called indigenous community are quick to say everything has been manipulated, changed, and all this and other. What makes you think that the source of information that shows all the good legitimately cannot reverberate and be changed to manipulate, to keep a good conscience, fractured as it may be, but not show you the bad? So we know who lies. We know that they're about death and destruction, and we know they need followers. The weakest. The strong will never partake in none of the endeavors that the weak do. Especially when they cannot perceive the outcome in the end because they are stuck, living in the lie. They've accepted it. They desire it. They desire what their father wants. You are of your father, the devil. By the definition, it doesn't matter, libel, whatever you want to call it. All right, this is where we don't have to get all plutocracy like. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my statement on the video, I decided that I am really about to go hardcore. They call it vegan. Let's remove the name. Let's remove it because, you know, they've already manipulated how we fed the world with maize. Corn. They call corn. Nobody was getting diabetic and dying and everything else. And what's the first thing they changed and manipulated? Created GMO, maize. We could feed the world. Then what did they do? The squash and the beans. Manipulated some of the most best things. You know, you have these worthless doctors. I don't have to call them names, but that's what they are. They're telling people with O positive they can't eat legumes and grains. That was part of my ancestors' diet, and they lived well over 100 years. We are dealing with an inconsiderate, consistent beast of a delusional type, a perversion. I mean a strong perversion. Why do I say that? Well, let's look here. Okay, let's just pull this up. In the Bible, we're going to call it that for the time being, Daniel ate simple foods like vegetables, pulses, legumes, and drank water. All right, what kind of water? It wasn't the water today. Why do you think they poisoned all the water? Okay. Now, it's funny. Daniel refused the king's rich food and wine, which might have been sacrificed to idols or were unclean according to so-called Jewish law. He ate vegetables, translated from Hebrew zoronim, well, whether it be Yiddish or Ashkenaz, we know that's not true Hebrew, meaning seeds or pulses like grains, beans, lentils, and drink water for 10 days. What do they do with the seeds? To which we can eat. And when we go to the bathroom with a clean system, we cause more to grow. But now we're so toxic. They take the seeds and they cold press them. A lot of those seeds aren't meant to be cold pressed. Okay? Because they can be toxic. The strain too strong. Whether it be milligrams, whatever the measurement is. Okay? He ate vegetables, all right? You got to remember that. And the result, Daniel and his companions appeared healthier and wiser and stronger than those who ate the king's Babylonian food. Are we not dealing with Baal, the bull, as you see over there in Wall Street and numerous other places, the Vatican and everywhere? Why is that people choose a blind eye but claim something based on Hollywood, which painted, whitewashed history? Because does it really make them feel good? Because if they felt good, by the definition of felt and good, they wouldn't be running around in the character of race, this, and other, needing opposition to an existence that always has been here, as if they can eradicate it. Only the ignorant would subjugate themselves to such a thing. So again, all the breads, all the cereals, all the vegetables, they have manipulated slowly, or however you want to conveniently say. And it has become a detriment to the existence of life itself because of ignorance of individuals who actually think they're something. I was trained up, my body put through the kiln, and I went and killed many. Those are weak bastards. Do you hear me? Oh, there are things beyond the scope of this, but this is nothing but a stepping stool to get to the next place, the next position of your existence. If you want to position in. Okay? Later fast, Daniel's latter fast, right? He refused choice food, meat, and wine for 3 weeks. Actually, he never ate it or consumed it. This is where we get into the manipulation of things to have you desire things because you have been groomed and conditioned into it. Who was the deceptor? Who was the liar of life and existence? So wouldn't those who desire to be with that create a fallacy to make you think that it's all right when in all actuality it is not, and then to create this barter of unclean and clean, to which I know because you've ate lamb and you've ate beef and you've ate chicken and you've ate fish. I just didn't eat the pork or things without the, split hooves. Excuse me. That means you're supposed to go ahead and eat a horse then, huh? As long as you're not eating a camel and a pig. See, this is where we get into the quasi-narrative of it. Vegetables, if they weren't meant for you to consume them, they would have never manipulated and changed them. This is real simple. If it was meant for you to eat meat, why is it that you have to celebrate Christmas before eating this, talking about you're praying, and yet you put up all these things of a fake picture of Christ, and when I told you about the fluid, and you got all these manures and what's the other one? What's the African one? That African American one, Kwanzaa, and all these other things, and people dress up and all that. Ain't that what the Pope and all them do? Dress up with all their attire, and they make ritual sacrifices. And we used to go out and cut the chicken's head off and think it was fun to watch it around flapping its wings while it's taking its last existence. Look at the people that eat cats and dogs, how they sear them with a butane torch, right? And burn the skin and bubble the flesh and put it in cold water and everything. And they scream and cry, the cow before it is slaughtered. It knows before it even walks because it can smell more than you. It cries. I will never eat another piece of beef. I will never eat another turkey. Because the wild turkey is the original, so what is this one? I have gotten to a point that it doesn't matter if you choose that. It's so be. I don't care. I have made the decision. I know you saw me looking at it. I have more than a few of these. I have, and they've attempted to mess with these as well. That's how stupid they are. What would you expect? I don't know why people come and leave, but like they're really gonna get what I'm. Anyway, this is carry on. Let's take it from the beginning. Beneath the crust, when you look at the chemical cocktails, deli bread, all right. You look at sodium sulfite, E221. You look at potassium sulfite, E225. Sodium metabisulfite, E223, and potassium metabisulfite, E224, and there's other ones, okay? These things are nothing but death cocktails, all right? And when you look it up, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to explain it chemically. Bread is a complex matrix of starch. Starch is no good, people. You remember I discussed that? I gave a short and a little on starches, how it creates all these things in our bloodline. Starch is no good, which they call a carbohydrate, and proteins as far as gluten. But when you strip the bran and the grain from the wheat, the gluten that you get, because they whip it very fast and make it aerated, doesn't break down appropriately. So the gluten you're getting is no good. It's not like the natural form that your body can break down. Look it up for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. All right? And hydrated with water. Leaven by yeast, which ferments sugars into carbon dioxide. Is that because we're all ignorant to the truth? So that way they can sit there and they can put it out in there because the bread, which has chemicals that make you want it more, right? Addicted to it, crave it, crave it, that everyone's still moving around, but yet you have arthritis, we have tendonitis, we have memory loss, memory fog, and all these things. They are slowly doing their best to kill the soul, not just the physical of you. Because if the soul is empty and can never attain a test, and you can never reach and touch its truth and its existence. Now, we have the soulless. It doesn't mean that it's not there by the definition of what you think a soul is. But these individuals have robbed themselves of a true existence in ways they can never comprehend. You got to remember, yeast is a fungi, all right? And look at the salt, how they stripped all the minerals and nutrients out of salt and gave you that table crap. Morton. No iodine, which is very specific and important, which is in most vegetables, except the ones they've stripped and changed and manipulated. They need you physically weak. And they need to subjugate you to fear to make that way you cannot overcome it. Salt, fat, and leavening agents such as yeast and baking soda. Where was baking soda 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago? How many people have ever had naan? Now, more than 500 compounds have been detected in the aroma fraction of bread, including acids, alcohols, aldehydes, esters, frons, hydrocarbons, ketones, lactones, pyrazines, and pyrroles, originating from the Maillard reaction and lipid oxidation, with a third pathway resulting from yeast fermentation. What the? Now, when you look at refined, like processed meat, refined white bread is often low in nutrients, high in carbs, and causes blood sugar spikes, potentially leading to weight gain, diabetes, and heart issues, while also lacking fiber and disrupting gut health. But they don't tell you it's the chemicals, the process in making the bread, which is not natural, nor the old way. All right? And yet these individuals think that they can go work out, they can get a shot, or they can worship something, and they're going to be all right. I told you there's a movement in Arizona that is deep. They watched everything. They watched the consistent idiots come over here because of certain agents who have created a platform where they think that it's an okay thing. And they remain silent. I just listen to them. I don't get involved in all that politicking and all that other stuff. I don't partake in that crap. This is my land. Why would I care about indecent, scripted idiots as if it's supposed to be meaningful and measured in some way that's supposed to be bountiful in its narrative? No fun. Not at all. I can care less. And y'all know that, all right? I don't like nosy people. Anyway, when you look at the additives and everything else, we're just talking about bread. We haven't prolificated and discussed all the other stuff. You know, you look at prosciutto. You ever see how they make prosciutto? They take raw ham, they rub it down with salt, and they let it cure. As you know, salt dehydrates. Lemon and lime cooks like vinegar, it cooks meat. But we're talking about ham, a very strong parasitical organ. You got to remember, our ancestors, when they came to eating ham, to which we should never have partaken of, we would put honey on the ham that draws the worms up. Kind of shocks them. Real honey, not that bull crap you see in the stores, that whatever you call that crap. And then we put pineapple, which is also an acidic that kind of stings them and keeps them from going back down. But how did we kill them? We put cloves all over the ham with black pepper. My pale skin brothers, you didn't do that. You didn't create that. That was my ancestors in the whole deep south. There was no Native American who was still like eating deer and fucking saber-toothed lions, hearts raw and livers and shit, to get that quick fix of iron, to which we got out of our collard greens and mustard and turnip greens. These monkeys are trying to tell people when they get up to 60 that they shouldn't eat spinach. In the past 40 years, it is well known that spinach has been beneficial to the people in the so-called senior and elder group. All my relatives in the 80s, 90s, and 100 ate spinach, baby spinach, spinach soup with tomatoes and okra, and some corn that we used to grow. You got people want to come over here and they think they know everything and they don't know nothing, and they don't want to hear. They've sold their soul. You can't sell your soul, but you can sell yourself. And these individuals are weak and cowardly because they really believe in the opposite side of things. Instead of walking in their dynamic existence, they choose to dismiss that existence. And some have been shown other things, so that all this right here is not even an allegory. It doesn't even matter. When it was never meant to matter to them in the first place, it was meant to matter to us. Stop attempting to be like them. Stop having the wants of them and the manipulation. All right? Stop. I don't know who it is. I didn't connect it to the internet. Oops, daisy. One of ours so slow. You got a tower. That's where I keep telling these phone towers is bull crap. They're weapons. Now I'm gonna read the overview, even though I know. Well, let's say the Creator hates deceit. All right. When we look at Proverbs, right? Mamma mia. All right, we're gonna go and have a look at Proverbs. And where's it? Okay. Howdy eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. As you know, all our people that were lynched were based on Ashkenazi women lying for the sake of land theft, usury, and everything else. Did it work? Well, it worked as far as the arbitration of this fictional government to which they created based on the merits of what we had already established, not no Native American and all this other nonsense. All right? So that's Proverbs chapter 6, verse 17 through 19. Okay? And let's go ahead. Excuse me. Let's look at this one. Why do they do that? Okay, let's go over to Proverbs, excuse me, chapter 12, verse 22. It's a Bible verse that highlights the Creator's view, the Most High's view of truthfulness, stating, "The Most High detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy." Lying lips are an abomination to the Creator, but those who act faithfully are his or her delight. It emphasizes that the Creator strongly dislikes dishonesty and finds great pleasure in individuals who are faithful, keep their promises, and live with integrity in their words and actions. This is very important, and I really need y'all to pay attention. Okay? I want y'all to look at this one. This is the one that I put Timothy 1. That was about what's the name's meal. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Okay, let's pull that up. Okay. The Apostle Paul explains that Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light, highlighting that evil forces often disguise themselves as good to deceive people and a warning about false apostles and deceptive teachings that appear righteous but lead to destruction. Are you not dealing with that? Okay. It's a foundational verse for understanding spiritual deception, showing how evil can present itself as something holy and attractive, much like Satan tempted Eve in the garden, by the definition of what people have been pushed to accept. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at Genesis chapter 27. Okay? When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, I want to pull up the good one. Okay? When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his oldest son, and said to him, "My son." "Here I am," he answered. Isaac said, "I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like, and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I pass on." Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. And when Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat, so that I may give you my blessing in the presence of the Most High before I die. Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, so I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies." Now that's Babylonian dish, right? To crave something instead of what sustains. So we know that things were changed, but by the definition, you see, they had to write themselves in as the beguiled and us as the taker. So this way it creates the narrative you see today, which is all an abundant lie. If you go and look at the Ethiopian Bible and pay attention to it. Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, "But my brother Esau is a hairy man, while I have smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing." His mother said to him, "My son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say. Go and get them for me." So he went and got them and brought them to his mother, and she prepared some tasty food just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau, her oldest son, which she had in the house, and put them on her younger son Jacob. She also covered his hands and the smooth part of his neck with the goat skins. Then she handed to her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. What kind of hairy motherfucker was this that put goat skin with the hair on it? What? Okay? But what you see here, not only is the defilement, not only is how they condition people to accept another narrative, and what ministers and preachers are pushing these narratives. I know it's hard to conceptualize and conceive what may be, but I'm only doing this because I had to make a decision, and I have to stand by this decision no matter what. You have to make your own decision in this existence. And I felt that this would be beneficial. I was watching Cure Meal last night, earliest AM, excuse me. And it was a pleasure. And there is a place where you can be comfortable. If you choose to eat flesh, it's your prerogative. I am not saying stop. I'm not saying that I stop eating eggs and fish all of a sudden. It's not how it is. I am saying I know what direction I am going in. I know what I've attained and what I see. I know things. And I don't have to deceive and be deceptive. I don't have to use the word game they utilize. This thing is learning, right? So let's give it something to learn, as if it didn't already know it. Hey, Nitzia, what's going on, Mama? Shalom. My apologies, guys. I can't read it on here because every time I go off when it's loading, I have to come back and kind of fix it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys take the time to go back and watch it from the beginning, to listen to the short of the video that I put up so you can watch it. And I hope there's some benefit that can be gathered from it, because I am no longer listening to this false medicine and these worthless, weak doctors. I would really enjoy seeing us together. Yeah, I'm living out of my, well, truck, but my DIY. I've got to get up, go and work on it, get my workout on, sit back, get my meditation, come back here in the cold and get my bare feet on the ground and think about all the things that matters to me. You know, people are very emotional, very broken, poor choice makers. There's nothing I can do about that. Matter of fact, I got to go back there and pull all my little things out and plug them in and finish charging up the batteries and things I need. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. I hope there's something that can be gathered. I didn't want to go beating up on everybody and all that other stuff is unnecessary. In the beginning of my videos, I did that and acted all emotional when that's far from what I was. Because I know there's an audience that feeds off of that, and that is deception. Because they deceive themselves. It's unnecessary, it's unrequired. You have enough people on here who are deceptive, who believe in their lies, and they're going to always move in them, sadly. Does that mean that you have to? Absolutely not. All right. Nobody else has anything to say? I appreciate you guys listening. I really do. Anyway, share it out. If you find something, whatever, come back to the video and comment. Somebody has expressed, why don't you categorize and this, that, and oh, we got a bee in here. What's up? What are you doing awake, man? There you go. Came in to visit. I'm serious, it would be a yellow jacket. I don't want him to come in here and get hurt. Anyway. See you guys a little later. I gotta go get everything in the back ready and plug up the battery chargers and make sure everything is charged up, because I'm gonna be up on top doing some work, and I got windows in the back. I want to get one of them in if possible, you know what I mean? Oh, and I got to pick up some stain so I can stain this thing, and then I can seal it, you know? But I got to lay the fiberglass, all right? I know I said it so many times. Appreciate you guys. I don't care what they're doing. I'm going to talk and speak on whatever I feel like. I'm tired of seeing weakness act like it can prevail over strength.